Okay, so we're connecting to the breathing, and we're acknowledging that the breath comes from everywhere into the body. And it goes back to everywhere. Inhaling deep. Bring the breath all the way deep into the body. And exhaling long and acknowledging that the breath goes to infinity. But not only the breath goes to infinity, the energy expands to infinity. And here we connect already to the theme of this evening meditation, becoming a cat or a dolphin. So the idea behind it is that actually we're creating reality with our mind, and we can choose who would like to be and how we would like to be. Actually we're choosing all the time, but we do it subconsciously. So even right now, to say that I'm breathing is an idea of my mind. Because really there is breath, there is body, and there is awareness. But the ego say I am breathing is a thought, is not true really. So the theme of today's meditation is first to acknowledge that there is observer and there is an object, and then to use this understanding to experience different state of being or way of being or different object of beings. But first of all we have to understand who is looking, what is the subject and what is the object. Oops, somebody cannot join. Let me just help her 1 minute. Okay, thank you, Tom, for helping. Okay. So again, to clarify about subject and object, we have to connect first of all to awareness and to the seat of awareness within. So just to cut short the investigation or the inquiry, we can say that we are aware from our third eye, from the frontal part of our brain. That's the area from which we are aware of whatever. We can call it the third eye. So just to clarify that process of feeling or being aware of an object, let's play with it a little bit, just to clarify what's happening here. So let's try to become aware of, for example, our left knee. And just try to direct your awareness to your left knee and perceive the sensation or whatever comes from the left knee. Now it is obvious that we know where the left knee is, so it's no problem to do it. Let's withdraw back the awareness to where it came from, which is the third eye, and see if you can just be in that idle place before you're gonna send the awareness maybe to the right knee or to another object. So just see what happens before you decide where you want to send the awareness to, or another way of saying what you would like to be aware of. What happened in that place, in the third eye, before awareness is being launched to an object? Okay. So now, let's say, okay, now I'm sending my awareness to my right knee. Now let's do it, not do it like fast, let's do it very slowly actually. And ask yourself, how do I know where is the right knee? How do I know? If I don't think, if I don't remember, if I don't have data to apply, how would I know where is the right knee? How do I know who is the right knee belong to? How do I know even who am I that has a right knee? So all those things is information that we kind of process immediately, and we're used to it. So we know exactly who it's belonged to, where it is, how far it is, how it looks, etc. And we know where to send the awareness to. So we're sending the awareness to the right knee. And then we start to perceive information from the right knee. Yeah, we can feel sensation, we can see colors, we can see images, maybe even feel emotions. The right knee is alive completely. And now again, let's withdraw back the awareness from the right knee into the third eye. So now we don't have an object, and we're just in the idle place. When the awareness is aware of itself, we can call it pure consciousness. We can call it quantum field. We can call it infinity. Now, even when we think, we're directing awareness to the thought. Otherwise, there is no possibility we can think, we can be aware of thought. Impossible. So awareness is always the basis of everything. When we stay in awareness as awareness, always there is peace, a deep peace. If the mind is very active, so the mind will pull, will magnetize awareness to it, otherwise it cannot function. But let's see if we can keep the awareness within itself. Okay, so now let's direct awareness to the whole body, my body, yeah? So again, like I mentioned with the knee, there's a very, very fast processing data happening in which we acknowledge, this is me, this is my body, these are the measurements of my body or dimension of my body. Boom, we're sending awareness to the whole body. We know it already. Meaning, we created it before we actually directed awareness to feel what we created. Connect to your whole body. Feel emotions if there are. Feel sensations if there are. Maybe physical discomfort if there is. Maybe mental agitation if there is. Just pay attention. And then again, withdraw the awareness back to its source. This is most important of everything. Where is the source of awareness? The same beautiful place of pure consciousness, which we can feel it's somewhere in the area of the third eye. And try, when you are there, not to limit your experience to the size of your head. No reason for that. And if you don't limit it, you'll see immediately that awareness is infinite. So always, 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 when we are aware of awareness, we are safe. Because we are in the truth of who we are, which is infinite being. That's who we are, really. And once the awareness is locked and logged on thinking, then maybe are we okay, but we can be also really not okay, depending what we think. So the safest place to be, the most enlightened place to be, is when awareness is within awareness. And then you are in the quantum field before creation. Okay, so now we can play a bit more with that. Remember that just before I asked you to connect to your whole body. So now again we're going to connect to the whole body, but we're going to do it very slowly, like we did for the knee. And you can very slowly see that there is a process of acknowledgement. That this body is yours. That this body has a certain dimension. And there is some identification between the mind and the body, that what you feel is you. But really, all the things that you think are you are created by your mind, first of all. That's why you can feel them and say, this is my knee, my sadness, that's what I think, that's what I feel. Because the mind is identifying with all those things as me, as the ego, as the person. But if you go back to this idle place in the third eye, before you create any reality, you'll see very clearly that who you are is just consciousness, pure consciousness. This is called enlightenment. This is called Buddha nature. This is called infinite being. And this is called peace and love. Let's just be there before we continue. Just be in that place of pure consciousness. Awareness within itself, in the third eye. Always when we are there, bliss is part of the experience. Joy is part of the experience. Peace, part of the experience. It's very, very good for global warming, because we don't use any emission to be as infinite being. We don't need anything. We're very, very peaceful and comfortable. Okay, so if we understand that in order to be me, there's a process of creation, so I can also say that I am somebody else. And as I feel me, I can feel somebody else as me or in me. Let's play with it a little bit. So I'll say different animals or object, and try, when I say this animals or object, whatever I say, try not to think too much. Actually, try not to think at all. Just say, for example, I'm a dolphin, and let the being of a dolphin take you wherever it takes. Okay? No thinking as much as you can. Just say and be. Say and be. Okay. So let's start. And we start, I'm a dolphin. And just see immediately what happens in your whole system. Okay? Let's change and say, I'm a cat. See what happened inside. Don't try to visualize the cat or anything. Just say I'm a cat and see what happens in your system. Let's continue and say I'm an elephant. I'm a galloping horse. I'm an eagle soaring in the heavens. I'm a spider in the center of a spider web. Okay? I'm a cloud in a beautiful blue sky. I'm the rain, the first rain that touches the earth after the whole summer. Try to feel how is the rain and the earth are interacting. What is the feeling when you say this? I'm a fresh snow on the mountain top. I'm the river when it meets the ocean. I am the ocean. I am a starry night. I am a whale. I am me when I was 4 months inside my mother. I'm 4 months inside the uterus or the womb of my mom. I am a free spirit before I enter to become a human being. I am my father when he was young. You choose the age. Okay? And then we can say, I am, and don't give any object. I am. No object. What happened then? And then, let's say I am me. See how your breathing works when you say I am me. And then again, just say I am. No me, nobody. I am. How that feels. Okay? And now let's not say anything. Just observe your breathing and relax completely. Maybe this exercise made you comfortable, maybe not. Just relax. Everything is cool. And hopefully you can understand from this practice we've done that you can choose what to identify with or what to identify as. And this has a very powerful implication psychologically, energetically. If I say that I'm identifying myself as a stupid person, that's not so easy to live. If I identify myself that as a loving person towards myself, to others, more comfortable to live. If I identify myself as a human being in a physical form, is one existence. If I identify myself as an infinite being with a human existence, it's a different existence. So we can always choose the dimension, the identity of who we want to be and how we want to be. Obviously, as wider as we're acknowledging ourselves to be, life is easier and we feel more powerful. And when we acknowledging ourselves to be this little person full of anxiety and fears and worries and whatever, not comfortable, then we're shrinking to be very, very small. So let's relax now. Let's widen. Let's acknowledge and choose our infinity like we choose to be a dolphin, an eagle. You can choose anything you want and your system will respond accordingly. Your chemistry will respond accordingly. Neurologically, your hormones will change. So expand. Acknowledge infinity. I am all there is, infinite being. And see how everything expands in you. The breath, the heart, the energy field, the chakras, everything expands, everything relaxes, because there's infinite space for us to be. So to summarize the work we've done, obviously we are human being and we function as a human being, must be like this. But while we're functioning as a human being, if we acknowledge our infinite self, our human existence will be much more powerful, relaxed, and blissful, and much more creative and productive. So what I'd like to encourage us all is to remind ourselves as much as possible to live as infinite while doing whatever we do, doesn't matter what. Now our mind will always pull back to the little person because that's what society tells us. That's karmically how we came to be. So it's not easy to acknowledge infinity and function as a person. That's why we have to remind ourselves a lot. That's why we have a spiritual community to support each other. That's why we should establish a daily practice. Like this we can grow and we can reaffirm who we are and support each other. And like this we support actually humanity in the best way possible. So if anyone has any questions, you're welcome to drop me a WhatsApp, email, or Instagram message, whatever. If you are new to this group, remember that we're meeting every Sunday at 8, like tonight, every Wednesday at 7:30 in the morning, and as well, we're connecting every morning, only through the mind, not live. Every morning at 7:30, the same. I can add you to the WhatsApp group if you want, just let me know. And also, we're teaching in the Infinite Being Academy about energy, how to connect to life through energy, how to read energy, how to coach with energy, and how to be completely alive, to feel that everything radiate, that you're living completely alive, and connected to life. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening and beautiful week. Adios.